Alright, let's get back to the fun in Jeopardy! Second Edition for the DOS. And I'll take sports trivia for 400. The answer there. In 1986, this Chicago running back became the first pro football player to appear on a Wheaties box front. Glenn. Does it know? Jody. Nope. I think I'm going to try it and say, who is Walter Payton? And I got it! It is Walter Payton. 1,300 now. Great Lakes for 100. 60% of this country's population lives adjacent to the Great Lakes. What is Canada? Yep, Canada. Great Lakes for 300. Farmer's Almanac claims the biggest source of pollution for Lake Ontario is this other Great Lake. What is Lake Erie? Erie, uh-huh. I'll take Great Lakes for 400. These two lakes can be considered one since they are joined by the deep, wide Straits of Mackinac. What are Erie and Ontario? No. So at this point I have a $1,000 lead over Glenn. Glenn doesn't know, so he'll go in the hole. I'm the only player with any money right now. Jody. What are Michigan and Huron? Michigan and Huron is correct. So that takes Jody out of the hole. Potent Potables for 300. From Latin to open, it's a drink taken to open the meal. Glenn? What is an aperitif? Aperitif, yeah, correct. $200 now for Glenn, and we're going on. Fictional characters for 100. Novel which features the Joad family, Dust Bowl farmers who moved to California. What is the Grapes of Wrath? Oops. Grapes of Wrath, yeah. Okay, I will take Great Lakes for 500. Easternmost and westernmost of the 5 Great Lakes. Okay, what are Ontario and Superior? Superior and Ontario are correct. 1,900. Fictional characters for 200. During his 7 voyages, he was sold into slavery, met the Cyclops, and got stuck on 2 desert islands. Who is Sinbad? Uh-huh. Fictional characters for 300, please. Wilfred, son of Cedric the Saxon, is the title character of this Sir Walter Scott novel. What is Ivanhoe? Oops. Uh-huh. Fictional characters for 400. In 1925, Anita Lou's novel, it is the hair color of Lorelei Lee. And Jody goes back in the hole. Jody doesn't know. Jody doesn't know. Blonde. It's blonde. Fictional characters for 500, please. And the answer there is She helped grandfather to tend goats and Clara, and an invalid child to walk. Who is Heidi? Yep. $2,900 now. Let's go with Potent Potables for 100. It's added to a gin fizz to make it fizz. It's soda water. Soda water. Potent Potables for 400. Mixers measured that can run about 1/32 of an ounce, not 100 yards. It's a dash. So Glenn goes up to $600. We have one category left, which is sudden death. Let's go ahead and look at the category now. What clue? $500. It's who, on June 3rd, 1953, jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. I don't know, and neither does Glenn, apparently. It's down to $100. Billy Joe McAllister. It was Billy Joe McAllister. Keep going. $100. A proverb states, see this Italian port city and die. Jody. Doesn't know. Shoot, I don't know. See Naples and die. Naples. Okay. 200. Though this actor died a sudden death on Dallas in 1985, he showed up in the shower in 1986. Not sure. Patrick Duffy. Patrick Duffy. Alright. 300. With this fun couple, he was her man, but he done her wrong, so she shot him. Jody. Doesn't know. She goes to minus 800. Frankie and Johnny. Frankie and Johnny. We have one clue left for $400. Let's go ahead and take a look at it, please. According to the Great Karnak, the noise a sheep makes when it explodes. Glenn? What is sis boom? Sis boom ba. So at the end of the Jeopardy round, Glenn has 500. I have 2,900. Jody minus 800, so she'll go first. She can select from these categories: In the Ocean, Anatomy, 1955, Food and Drink, The Beatles, and Literary Wood. Okay, we're starting at the food and drink category. We're going to start with $1,000. It's both a drink of liquor over shaved ice and a sherbet-like fruit-flavored mixture. Jody. What is a frap? Correct. She's back on the plus side. Got $200 in cash. And she'll make the next selection now. The Beatles for 600. The girl in Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds has this type of eyes. I don't know. Glenn? What is kaleidoscope? Yep. Food and drink for 600. Flavor of Wrigley's Big Red Gum. Oh. Cinnamon, of course. Didn't come to me in time. Literary Wood for 800. In this poem, Samuel Woodworth paid tribute to part of a well. Glenn rings in. It is the old oaken bucket. So now he only trails me by $1,000. These clues are not easy. Literary wood for 200. It's what Mason Locke Weems wrote that George Washington did as a child with a little hatchet. Oh. Jody. What is cut down a cherry tree? Yep. I knew that, but I didn't ring it in time, so Jody gets to take another turn. Anatomy for 400. It's the largest bone of the face and the only one that moves freely. Oh. Jody beat me, but she doesn't know. What is the mandible? Yes, I got it. It is indeed the mandible. I'll take In the Ocean for 200. Daily double. And I have 3,300. 700, please. For an even $4,000 if I'm right. His book, The Silent World, has been called The Skin Diver's Bible. I'm going to take a guess and say who is Jacques Cousteau. Yeah, that's right. Takes me to $4,000. In the Ocean for 400, please. Triangular in shape, 20 feet across and weighing over 3,000 pounds. This ray's name is Spanish for blanket. Jody doesn't know. Looking for a manta. Manta. In the Ocean for 600, please. Term for the nostril of a whale. Glenn. A blowhole. Right again. $2,500 and we're going on. Food and drink for 200. In the Lola, L-O-L-A, Lola, this champagne tasted like this cola, C-O-L-A, cola. What is Coca-Cola? That is right again. In the Ocean for 800. Time Life called them the most primitive creatures to have mouth and stomach, but no backbone. Jellyfish. Jellyfish. Okay, In the Ocean for 1,000. What a shoal is normally made of. Glenn. Sand. Yep. Food and drink for 400. The bourguignon in beef bourguignon refers to this region of France. Oh. And Glenn doesn't know. I have an idea, but I don't really want to ring in. Jody doesn't know either. Burgundy. Burgundy. Okay, good thing I did not ring in. Anatomy for 600. What about 40 times the total surface area of the skin? It's where the blood picks up oxygen. With about 40 times the total surface area of the skin. It's where the blood picks up oxygen. The lungs. Lungs. We're going on. Anatomy for 800 now. Function in common to the nose and the kidney. Filtration. Filtration. 1955 for 800. Alice, Brenda, Connie, Diane, Edith, Flora, Gladys, Hilda, Ione, and Janet. Glenn. Doesn't know. He's down to $2,300. Jody? What was the hurricanes? Okay, so Jody's out of the hole once again. But we're going on. Anatomy. For 1,000. Uterine duct named after 16th century Italian anatomist who first described it. Glenn. Goes down even further. Glenn, what is going on with you? The fallopian tubes. It's the fallopian tubes. Let's keep it going. Food and drink for 800. Answer there. Grain that's malted in malted milk. I want to ring in, but at the same time I don't want to ring in. Jody doesn't know. Glenn doesn't know either. Down to $500. If I were to take a guess, I'd say barley, but I really don't want to ring in. And I would have been right. Oh my gosh, I would have been right. Let's keep going. 1955 for 600. Millions of copies of his 1834 autobiography were printed in 1955 because of a kid's fad. Glenn doesn't know, so he goes in the hole. I'm the only player with any money right now. I may be able to start a season of this game. Jody. It was Davy Crockett. Uh-huh. Let's keep the game moving. 1955 for 400. In April, Queen Elizabeth named Anthony Eden to succeed him as Prime Minister. And Glenn ain't got a clue. Oh. Jody rings in. Oh, Winston Churchill. I wanted to say that, but I didn't ring in time. So she's out of the hole and has $200. Okay, anatomy for 200. Body parts most associated with twiddling. What are thumbs? The thumbs is correct. Up to $4,400. Next clue. 1955 for 200. Known as Dem Bums, Day defeated the Yankees in 55 to win their first World Series. Who are the Brooklyn Dodgers? Alright, I wanted to say the New York Yankees, but instead I went with the Dodgers. Good thing I did. 1955 for 1,000. Three men, Richard Nixon, Styles Bridges, and Walter Franklin Bridge, held this position in the Senate in 1955. I certainly don't know. Jody? It is the presiding officer. Presiding officer, correct. The Beatles now. For 200. His first name is really James, but he uses his middle name. Who is Paul McCartney? Yeah, Sir Paul McCartney, correct. The Beatles for 400. Among songs on his first solo album were Gat Kirwani, Fabla and Pagavaj and Guru Vandana. Who is... John Lennon? No. I had a feeling he was wrong right from the get-go. Jody. Oh, George Harrison. That was my other guess, but I didn't trust my hunch there. So we're going to keep it going. Jody has $1,600 now. The Beatles for 800. The Harmony Encyclopedia of Rock says their name was inspired by this American group with an insect name. Jody. Who are the Crickets? She's up to $2,400. She only trails me by $2,000. But let's keep the game moving. Literary Wood for 600. As Ben Franklin wrote, these fell great oaks. Glenn. He doesn't know. So he's going to go to minus 1,100. Keep playing like this, Glenn. You won't be around for Final Jeopardy. Jody. What are Little Strokes? Correct. She's up to $3,000. The Beatles for 1,000. Well, they recorded their first album in less than a day. This mid-1967 album took months. Jody gets this right. She goes to $4,000. What is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band? No, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts. Just Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts. $4,000 Jody has. Literary Wood for 1,000. A strong descriptive adjective for an oak, or British author of Under the Greenwood Tree. Well, if Jody gets this right, she's going to take the lead. But she doesn't know, so I still have a chance. Down to $3,000 in cash. Well, Glenn's not going to be around for Final Jeopardy no matter what happens. Thomas Hardy. Let's go ahead and look at the $400 clue now, please. Among his poems are Birches, The Sound of the Trees, and Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Who is Robert Frost? So I go to 4,800. Jody has 3,000. Glenn minus 1,100. So he will not be around for Final Jeopardy. Okay. Aubrey can begin Final Jeopardy. I already know I'm going to win no matter what happens, so let's do $1,201, please. The only two presidents to win the Nobel Prize and run against each other in 1912. Who were... Woodrow Wilson and Millard Fillmore. Nope. So I go down to $3,599. That's okay. Wilson was correct, but it was Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt. Doesn't really matter though, because I got $3,599, and I get to start a season of Jeopardy! Second Edition for the DOS. So, that makes me feel good. And I will see you all for my next video soon.